Hello, my name is Aisha Yusufu, and I'm just going to look at some of the headlines that we have in the Nigerian newspaper and just give my take on them. The first one, of course, is the one that came out today is one of the Senate president asking the Senate panel to screen Loretta Onochi as INEC commissioner, and that is absolutely not acceptable. This woman is partisan. She belongs to a party. Not only that, she's the president's PA on new media, and you can't have her in to be an umpire of election. It's like I saw a tweet where somebody said it's like taking a Manchester United player to referee a match between Manchester United and Chelsea. That's just the way it is. So she's biased already. She's biased to her party. And in terms of having in INEC, you need people there who are unbiased, people who are not partisan, people who are neutral, because they are going to be the umpires in elections. So that is absolutely not acceptable at all. Then you have the case of the I think it's Lai Mohammed saying that the Attorney General of the Federation is going to try people like Pastor E.A. Adeboye, people like Pastor Kumuyi, because from their tweet they have tweeted from their Twitter handles, and I really look forward to see how that plays out, because in Nigeria, you have a lot of people who follow their religious rulers as if some of them take them almost as if, God forgive me, almost as if it's a deity they are following, and so they might not have ever stood up. There are a lot of Nigerians that had never stood up on Nigerian issue, will not come out for protests, will not do any of that. But I assure you, by the time you touch their leaders, they will be out there making demands. So definitely, I look forward to see how this play out. I'm using Twitter anyway, and I'm waiting to be arrested. Really, they should just quickly bring it on. As far as I am concerned, the revolution needs to start in the prisons, because the people out are too afraid. The people outside are actually the ones who are in prison, and most people inside there in the prisons, they have nothing to lose. So we need to get them, starting that bloodless revolution where we are actually changing system and ensuring that our government does the needful. And then, of course, still on the Twitter ban, drama as PDP House of Rep members, some PDP House of Rep members walk out of is it plenary they call it? Plenary session, right? I hope I got that right. If I got it wrong, please correct me in the comments below so that I'll get to learn. Every day is an opportunity to learn. Anyway, for me, it's one of those things. They did well, and they did even better, saying that they will continue to tweet, because it's something that we cannot obey laws that it's not even a law. Some rules where they're trying to oppress people. No, that should not be allowed. It's actually a form of advocacy to actually disrespect rules that are oppressive, and that's exactly what we are all doing. And so when one of them was speaking, Bajamiala was tell them that they were out of order and all of that. He practiced, and some other members followed him, and they said they were going to do that. That's what opposition is all about. Not just sit down and allow people who are the ruling party to just get away with anything, basically because you're trying to safeguard your personal interest or the other. This is about national interest, and everyone must be interested in what is happening and do the needful. And I mean, advocacy for a greater Nigeria is for the benefit of all of us, and even corporate organizations who think that they will always go with the ruling party. Even when they are doing election, they look at those ones that will likely to win. Those are the ones that they donate their funds to and all of that. You see what bad governors can do. It can come after that business that you have been building for years. Then also is the news that Malemi, I think it was reported that Malemi announced on Facebook that he has deactivated his Twitter account, and guess what? He used VPN to enter Twitter that they have banned, and so he committed the same offense that he said we are committing by being on Twitter. So it will be interesting seeing Malemi first of all prosecute himself. Beyond even the issue of prosecution was also the talk of cryptocurrency, which has been banned in Nigeria. Apparently, when he was taking a screenshot of what he wanted to share, he forgot that the crypto wallet, I don't know what they call it. I'm very ignorant when it comes to cryptocurrency, so I really don't know anything much about it. So I know there's something, a wallet or something up there, and he showed everybody that he was still into crypto. So this is what it is. It's really interesting how things are. And when you're taking screenshots, you have to be very, very careful. You have to check and check. There was a time I was doing something, I wanted to share. They would have shared something that was like, oh my goodness, no, this is not part of it. You have to really be careful, because sometimes you end up sharing information that you did not intend to share. And of course, it's just like, common sense, see this common sense, common. And then the issue of what do you call it now, the spirit of error is dogging their every footstep, and that's the reason why they keep making all of this error on and on and on. Is it Archbishop? I hope it's Archbishop. If I got it wrong, Cardinal Onayeka. Okay, is it Cardinal? Let me just use Cardinal, because I know there's Cardinal attached to his name. Cardinal Onayeko came out to say that, Nigerians don't want to do anything. They sit at home and they complain. They busy complaining instead of taking action. And I totally agree with him. He's one religious leader that I respect so much. He speaks for justice. He doesn't care who is in power. He says things the way they are. And, he speaks like a leader, not those religious rulers that we have who are swayed by who is in power. When it's in their own in power, you don't hear their voices. Whatever atrocity is done, when it is not their own in power, that's when they have voices to speak against the atrocities. I don't have respect for such religious rulers of slave owners, as I call them. But Cardinal Onayeko is one person that always out there saying the truth, and I think it's one of the things that we need to really adopt in our lives, which is always to say the truth. Then you come down to appeal courts adopt Zoom sessions. They're going to adopt Zoom. Finally, the world has moved on. A lot of courts have been doing that. Remember that one where they had, a judge came a lawyer during a Zoom session, a court case, and then his child had changed some settings, and instead of his face, it was a cat that you will see. It was so funny, and it was like, that's not me. I don't know what my son did. I can't change it. But that's not a cat. That's me. It was so funny. But then, good thing, because we have the judiciary workers have been on strike for weeks, and it has crippled everything. Courts are not open. A lot of cases are piling up. Police are using that to ferment a lot of human rights abuses, locking people up. Of course, you can't go to court and get yourself out of there. It's really bad. But cases are piling up, and the appeal court is thinking about going for Zoom session, and I think that is a wonderful thing to do. And then finally, I'm going to round up this newspaper kind of headlines review kind of thing, to say the northern traders are threatening to cut off the supply of onions. It be things. When they talk say it be things, I just saw the foolishness of it all is something that is so mind-boggling. First of all, onions are perishable things. Keep them, they're going to get rotten. You're going to lose value. At the end of the day, you can't cut your nose to spite your face. If you're going to threaten somebody with something, you ensure that it's not something that also affects you. But here they are threatening. But I think beyond just laughing over this matter, it's a need for every one of us to take this very seriously. In the recent times, we've had a lot of traders trying to threaten other people with food embargo. And it is time for people to begin to look into food security, grow your own food, get alternative to your own food. I mean, we don't have to use onions. I'm good. I can't cook without onions. If there's no tomato, please give me the tomato paste. It go black, we go chop on like that. So that all of this nonsense trade that are coming on, some people saying that they're not going to send their food to the southern part of the country and all of. I actually watched it. It was so ridiculous watching them on video on news channel, putting out that threat that they were going to shut down, cut off the supply of onions to the southern part of the country. Hey, keep your onions. It's okay. Just keep the onions there. One of these I know is that it's going to get rotten. you're also going to be losers. And then a lot of people there live from hand to mouth. If they don't go to market and sell these things, they are not going to get what they feed on. So at the end of the day, everyone is a loser. But I think these are things that the southern governors should be taking into consideration and ensuring that they have food security, so that that cannot be used to threaten your region anymore. So maybe I will try and be doing this if I can. So many things on my plate that I'm doing. Oh gosh, I will try on newspaper review. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.